Let us begin. Let me share my screen and let me just adjust things around. Okay. So every time I get a question from anywhere, I will make sure to mention the source. Most of the time, what happens is with the sources, we don't get the data. Like in case of data lemma, we do not get the data, correct? So I create a dummy data in that case. Coming back to our question number 2, the first question is about we have to write a query that counts counts people who is a grandparent and is alive. Okay, let us see what is the data that we have. First of all, let me just drop this table. Okay, yeah. Coming back, what is the data that we have? We have a person's name, we have the name of their parent, and we have the status of the person, whether the person is alive or dead. That means if we are talking about A, so this column corresponds to A. So A is alive or dead. What is our objective? Our objective is to count the number of people whose grandparent are alive. We have to count the grandparent and check whether that grandparent is alive or not. Do you see the problem here? What is the problem at hand? Anyone in the chats can tell me what is the problem at hand? What is the information which is missing to us? Anyone can guess what information is missing? Table. Of course, table we have to create. What is the column that is missing? Yes, perfect, Ritika. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, we don't have information about grandparents. So what we will have to do for this question is try fetching the name from this data only, try creating a column called as grandparent. Now, listen to me. When an interviewer asks you this question is more likely to be a verbal question than in an online typing setup. It's going to be asked verbally. Your first response to the interviewer should be that, hey, we do not have the grandparent column. So first and foremost, what I am going to do is I am going to create a column called as grandparent basis the logic XYZ, which we will discuss. And then I will try to match it and find whether this grandparent is alive or not. This is how you should start thinking. Okay. So always, whenever you're answering an interview question, the first thing should be, do I have all information? If not, your first step becomes to add the information, correct? Now, I will create a table called as people. In this people, we will have 3 column: person, parent name, and person status. And then whatever data was given to us, this is what I will do is I will just run this piece of code and check, just see whether the data is uploaded properly or not. Okay. So here's our data. It is updated very well. Let me download the data. Okay. Let me just download the data. Now I am sharing my screen again. Let me know if it is visible. Okay, now I'm going to download the data. Can you see the data set? Yes or no in the chats? Can you see the data set? Okay, perfect. Right? So like yesterday, we are going to understand this question in Excel first, okay? This is our data set. I want a column called as grandparent, okay? So I want a grandparent column. And how am I going to do? Look at this. I know that there is a person A whose parent is X. Then I know, okay, this X has one more parent called as X1. What does it mean? How are A and X1 related? X1 is the grandparent of A, right? This is how we will have to do some sort of mapping. Do you understand within the data only we have some information? Yes or no in the chats? Do you understand? We have to toggle around these 2 columns. Perfect. So If I had to do VLOOKUP, does everyone in the chat know what is a VLOOKUP? Okay, Ritika, I'll explain. Okay, Aditya. Okay. In VLOOKUP, what do you do is you tell Excel, hey, Excel, I want you to search for this entry called as X. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go to this table and I want you to fetch information, okay? I want to fetch information from, oops. I want to fetch information from this table. So what VLOOKUP will do is it will search for X in the first column. Always VLOOKUP looks for the key in the first column, but you have to specify the entire table array to them. And then you have to tell, okay, now you told me you want X. Next thing you should tell me is what value do you want me to return? So I want Excel to return to me second column. And when I do 0, which stands for exact match, what did Excel just do? Excel went to X, searched for X in the first column, and then I told Excel, you should return to me the second column. See, in this table, what is second column? It's parent. Return to me the second column and do the exact match. So it returned X1. Does everyone understand this row? Yes or no in the chats? There are 38 people, only few people are responding. I want everyone to be interactive. If you are going to make something out of it, yes, Pooja, I will repeat. So Pooja, we are basically wanting Excel to search information from for us. Okay, I am telling Excel, this is a key, I am giving it to you. Okay, this is the key. Can you see lookup value? This is called as key. Okay, I am telling Excel, this X, I want you to search, but where to search? In this table, where to search? In this table. So Excel search always does the search in the first column. And then what value I want Excel to return? I want Excel to return the second value. So second column, that is the parent column. So I put 2 and 0 stands for exact match. So it will give me, it will search, it will say, okay, this particular row has X. Aditi wants me to fetch the second column. So I will fetch X1 and give. Understood, Pooja? Understood, Abhishek? Perfect. Abhishek? Okay, I'm waiting, Abhishek, for your confirmation. You didn't understand. Abhishek, what I'll do is, you see the recording once more. If you don't understand, I'll share a form. And in that, you can mention, I'll explain it again. The basic idea is that Excel is going to search this first column and then give you the response, okay? Now that you have this, you have the grandparent column. Can you speak in the language of SQL and tell me, if you wanted to do something like that in SQL, what type of clause would you use? Or what type of formula would you use? What clause would you use? Is anyone familiar with anything? If I wanted to do this operation in SQL, what I would have done? Self join. Very good, Ayush. You would have done self join. If you did self join, only this much would have written. If you did a left join, even this would return. I'm right now not getting into this, but idea is that you will use join in such case. Okay, perfect. Everyone understands we will use join for this. Okay, now next thing, I now want to know whether what is there. This is, see, it is somewhere, it's a parent column only, but I have updated it. I have renamed it as grandparent. Okay. It is this person's parent only. Okay. Keep that in mind always. Next thing, what I want is, I want to know the status. So, but I don't want to know the status of this person A. I want to know the status of grandparent. So what I would do is, I would do a VLOOKUP again. Can someone tell me which cell will come as lookup value in the chats? if I want to know whether x1 is alive or dead, correct? G2, it will be G2, right? Then I will take this table again and I'll freeze it. And then I'll say, this time I want you to return the third column. Perfect, Deepak, very good. And now it will tell me whether x1 is alive or not. Okay. And when I go down, you will see that there is a problem. We don't know whether x2 and y2 are alive or not. We do not have that information in our data. Okay. Remember that. So it's anyway, we don't have information, so we don't have to report anything on it. The answer for our question is count the number of people who are grandparent and are alive. The answer is 1. Does everyone agree? Very good, Ayush. Everyone agrees. At the end of the day, with whatever we do in query, the answer should be 1. Is this the right way to approach a SQL problem? When you're doing it on your own, you can open Excel and do. But while you speak to interviewer, you have to be very fast. Okay. So no, this problem is on. What is this question on? The entire problem is on joints. Everyone understands? Entire problem is on joints. Correct? So let me get back to PG admin. Can everyone see my Postgres SQL? Yes or no in the chats? Right? So let me do one thing, okay? I'm going to do something right now. The first thing is I'm going to do a self join, as someone rightly said. And what I'm going to do is, let me just, rather than doing this again, let me just copy some things. Give me a second. Wrong. Okay. Now look at the code that I have written, okay? This code, what will it give? What am I saying? I'm saying, hey, what is a self join? First of all, what is a self join? Self join matlab, there is one table and you are inferring that table only, the same table. You are, for example, right now, the VLOOKUP thing that we did, where did we go? We went to the same base table, correct? We are not going to any new table to get this information. Even for the status column, we went for the same table. That is called as self-join. You are joining the within itself, the same table. Okay. Step 1 is to get grandparent information. What I'm doing here, I'm telling that, hey, first give me person. What is person? Person is the first column. Then I'm telling, give me parent. Then I am telling, I'm putting a join here and I'm telling, on the second table that you are creating, you are again fetching parent at the end of the day. Why I did P2 parent? Why did I do that? Remember, I told at the end of the day, you are fetching parent only. 2. That's why this is P2 parent and you call it as grandparent. Correct? And you then take it from the base table and you call the base table as P1. Then you do a self join. Then you self join me, you are calling the same table, but you're giving it a different pet name. It's called alias. Alias, anyway you can pronounce. And where are you joining on? You are basically, how you're doing the VLOOKUP, you're doing the VLOOKUP on the parent with the second table, and then you are joining it with person. Does everyone understand this? On the parent with person. Got it? Very simple it is. And when I run this is going to give me back the same thing that I wrote here. See, x1, y1, x2, y2. Correct? This is how you do joins in SQL. Now, there is a next step that we have to focus on. That is the status. So we have to do one more join. In this one more join, what we have to do, we have to again create one more join function, and that will fetch this information. How do we do that? We basically tell that, okay, you have to do it once more. So there is one more table, one more nickname that you give. You call it P3 and you say, hey, now I want status. Okay. And then what do? You again put a join at the end of that, this thing. you again mention the table name, give it a different pet name called P3. And this time you use the same logic. You are taking parent. Mind you, this is parent, correct? From this. And then you are, listen to this. What is this? P2 parent, which we are calling it as grandparent. You are basically taking the information from grandparent column, which is nothing but P2 parent, the same thing. Do you agree? These two are the same thing. So you are doing VLOOKUP on this, correct? This key, both are same. You are doing VLOOKUP on this. So this is the key and this is the original table. In the original table, you will refer to persons column. Okay. Now P3 person. Next condition you want to apply is you want to ensure that the status is alive, correct? And when you run this piece of code, what is going to happen? You will get one single row. What was your question? You wanted to know the count, correct? You don't want this row with information. So simple thing you will do is instead of selecting all this information that you were doing over here, you simply just do count star. An entire code remains same. The only thing it will return is instead of all these columns, it's going to return 1. Does everyone understand this? Yes or no in the chats? Good, Ayush? Good, Aditya? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Amazing, amazing. Great, great. Good job. Next, can we use CTE here? Right now, Ayush, in CTE, what would you do? You would anyway create a table that is people, right? When would you use CTE? When there is one subquery you have to call 10 times. Right now, we are not doing any sort of subquery. So CTE becomes redundant because we already have people table, right? If people table did not exist, and if you had to write a big query to create this people table, then I would say, okay, use CTE. But right now, there's no need. Do you understand, Ayush, why there's no need? Okay, great. Everyone, can we go to next question? Yes or no? Ready? Perfect, perfect. So next question is on heavier end. Okay, this is the type of question that you are going to find maybe while writing an online interview, not face to face, right? So this question is about ungrouping the given data. What do I mean by that? Ungrouping a given data. Let me just take the same example. Let me create a pivot table. And let me just put this pivot table here, okay? And I say, okay, and give me a minute. If I want to put this here, and then I want to put this here, okay? What I right now did is I right now grouped the data, okay? It's telling me, hey, Aditi, in your data set, there are 4 persons who are alive and 2 people who are dead. Everyone understands this. This is a grouped data. Grouped data. Yes, everyone understands that. Now, what happens in some interview is, some interviewer will give you this and tell you, acha abhi ungroup karo. Ungroup it. Think about it. How would you approach such a problem in SQL? This is your problem statement. Okay, you have to do this. That now, instead of this, what you have to do is, maybe you want to print alive, 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 alive 4 times. And then you want to print dead, dead 2 times. Everyone understood the problem statement? Say yes or no in the chats. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So this data set is basically what this data set has is, first this data table name is gadget. Okay, so first let me just ensure that there's no gadget in my database. Now let me create a table called as gadget. So this gadget table has gadget ID, it has gadget name, and it has number of gadgets purchased. Okay, there are three columns. Everyone understands, it's very easy to understand what are these columns representing. Any doubt anyone has in this column? Simple. And then there are information. Okay, Sagar, see, the first column is an ID, that is a unique ID that is associated to each gadget. The next column is the name of the gadget, like laptop, phone, mic. And the third column is number of gadgets purchased. How many gadgets were purchased? Sagar, did you understand that? Yes or no? Okay. I run this piece of code and now, so if I do select star from gadgets, okay, now you have this information. Interviewer wants us to ungroup it. That means they want the info to look something like that. That 1001, laptop, 1002 phone, which is only once. Then it wants us to do 1003, three times, and then digital notepad, 1005 headphones two times, and charger two times. Does everyone understand the problem statement and the table? Yes or no in the chats? Everyone understood? Okay. Okay, great, amazing. Now I am going to teach you guys something. Okay, give me a minute. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so right in front of you, you see our notes, our Notion notes of Data Analyst Duo on your screen. For this particular problem, we are going to use recursive CTE. What is a recursive CTE? See, right now, what I want SQL to do is, I want SQL to repeat something so many times till a condition is satisfied. This is the type of task I want. I want SQL to write laptop three times. So I want it to write one time, two time, three time, and ensure that at third time it stops. So there is a query that I have to write, and I have to keep repeating it until everything is sorted. Okay, until a termination condition is satisfied. The way you do recursive CTE is, the syntax for recursive CTE is something like that. Now, in the chats, I want to ask one question. Do you guys know about recursive CTE? Yes or no in the chats? Okay. Okay, no worries. We are learning it for the first time. Good. Now, what I will do is, today we will only understand what a recursive CTE is, and tomorrow we'll solve the problem so that it is not over with you guys. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Okay. So, do you understand that if you want to do something again and again and again, it has to start somewhere? Okay. The place at which a recursive CTE start is called as base query. What is it called? It's called as base query that you see here. Now, the syntax for it goes like that. Is there any chance to? Yes, Abhishek, there is chance. There are two ways. One is either you can DM us to in Data to Destiny, or you can DM us on Data Analyst Duo. Okay. Now, coming back to this, the syntax for it goes like that. When you do, you have to write a with clause, and then you have to put in this keyword called as recursive. Okay. Then you have to give it a table name. It can be any table name you want. This is not a keyword. What is a keyword? With and recursive. Okay. After you have given a table name, what you have to do, you have to write one base query. A table which is basic, and that is a table that you want. Okay, a non-recursive query, a base query. What is a base query? Of course, we are solving an interview problem. You're going to learn everything, but know this, okay? Then you have to do union or union all, anything. And after that, you have to write a query with a termination condition. So you have to write a query on what will be the second step. And then you have to write a query and ensure that there is a termination condition. Once the termination condition is not satisfied, what SQL does it again goes to this query. Again checks for termination condition. If it is not satisfied, then it again goes. Then it again goes. For people who know while loops in Python, understand that condition has to be a finite thing. If you do a while loop that goes haywire, the loop will go on, go on, go on, and the code is not going to stop. Always in recursive CTE, you have to ensure that your termination condition makes sense. If it doesn't, then you are in a trouble. Okay. And once that is done, and once you have saved all of this nicely, you have put it in a table, and now that table is called this, then whatever information you want to fetch from that in future, you can do a select star from whatever condition you want, and you can call this table. Okay, now we will understand it with help of an example. Suppose I wanted to display the number 1 to 25 without any inbuilt function. How would I do? What I want SQL to do, I want SQL to write 1, and then I want SQL to again write 2. And then I want SQL to again write 3, again write 4, 5, 6, and I want SQL to stop when the number is 25. Okay, that's what I want SQL to do. And once it has done that and it is saved in one CTE table, once all of that is done, I can just casually call select star from that table and the answer should appear. Now I will take this piece of code and show you one thing at a time, okay? Can you see PG admin here? Okay. Sharing again. Can you see my screen? Okay, perfect, perfect. So I'm taking the piece of code from that. And what I'll do is, first thing is, I am going to see when I do just select one has X, what will SQL do? It is going to create a column X and call it 1. Then I'm telling, okay, this is called as base query. Okay. Then I want SQL to add 1, but when it add 1, I wanted to check whether X is less than 25. Do you guys think this should be equal to 25? Yes or no in the chats? Or it should be less than 25? Which is correct? Only less than? Perfect, perfect. Good, good, Ayush, Pooja, and not greater than, it will be less than. Good, good, Ayush. So everyone understands. I will run this piece of code and show you the difference, okay? Let me just run this. You will see it is going till 26. Reason is here, if it is 25, the query gets run again, and then it will be 25 plus 1, which is 26. Then it will check, okay, 26 is not less than equal to 25, then it will stop. So we don't want that. We want it till 25 only. So I run this piece of code and we get the answer. So with this, we will stop here. You know the problem statement at hand at this point, okay? I have shared with you what is the problem. I've shared with you the problem statement. What I will do is I am going to share with you the code. You attempt to use a recursive query, recursive CTE, and try attempting this using the blog only. Okay. Don't Google directly. Don't search for something that is going to give you direct answer. It will not help you in learning. So for now, I will share all this with you. Do give it a try. Let me know tomorrow how was your experience. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. Did you guys learn something new today? Amazing. Amazing. That's great. That's great. Can we take a day two picture? If you guys are comfortable, you can on your camera. Most of the students joined on previous link. Is it? My goodness. So, Mohsin, you know, yesterday what had happened? There was some technical error. So I had created on, I've tried to put everywhere around 30 student. Oh my goodness. Did you tell them, Mohsin? Did you tell them that we are on this link? Because I have tried sharing it everywhere possible. So, oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Anyway, the recording will be there. What about others? If you all are comfortable, you can start. What I'll do is I will upload the recording on YouTube so that everyone is benefited. Okay. Okay. I'll just click a small picture for day two. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I had a good time with you guys. Pooja, I missed you on the picture. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a good night. Bye bye.